Hey y'all, welcome to the Fill-In Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in this market or to just learn from the market. But first, let me give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all, because we learn and we grow together. With that being said, let's get started. First one on the list today is Tesla. And I say so often, y'all, Tesla does what Tesla does. We closed at 292.03, made a high here, only to be back down at this low of 278.88, which is not far from the 200 EMA at the 277.95. Can we bounce here and move back? Not really sure. It is an inside day candle. So that means we have already tested this area of 279.37. Should we break through this level, we have a downside target today for Tesla at 272.39. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give that upside target. You know, if we break back above 293.50, we have an upside target of 294.86. It gave us a signal here that, you know, that moving sideways type thing that we were going to move in either direction, up or down. It chose the downside, so that's always important. Go back and find that gathering spot, right? So, where are the trouble places for Tesla as of right now? Back to the upside, we would need to clear back above 280.84. Again here at 282.11, breaking that 283.12, 283.69. If we break that 283.65 or 69 area, we could have trouble again at 284.34, breaking that 285.05. And should we break that 286.50, could be a trouble place. And if we break that, y'all, it takes us back to the 287.85, which is kind of like back in this zone here. So I would say trade carefully. Now to the downside, under, let's say we break back under this inside day trigger around the 279.37 area. The 200 EMA again is at 278.88, breaking that 276.30. Under that 274.62, should we break that, we have 273.31, and again down here at 271.88, which is within, you know, reach of that target of 272.39. You know, yeah. So if you're trading Tesla today, those are kind of areas to the upside and to the downside, y'all. In this market, anything is possible. Looks like the SPY is looking just like Tesla, right? So where are the trouble places for the SPY? Let's see if we can make that a little bit clearer. Okay, to the downside, let's look to the downside. If by chance we break under this level here of 546.17, do y'all see how it stopped right at the area we kind of knew we could possibly have trouble? I like to point those out only to show it's important to know where your trouble places are or to mark your support and your resistance. Now 546.21, it stopped at 546.17, not far away. That is a support area for us. Should we break that, 545.97, breaking that, 545.66. Should we break that level, 545.41, 545.20, 545.08, there's a few layers there, 544.87, breaking that, 544.63, let's say under that, 544.28. Again, I look at support and resistance on a smaller scale because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where those trouble places are, possible trouble places, let's say that. So if by chance, let's say we get back above 547, the 200 EMA on this 30-minute chart is around 547.86. so if we get back above that, we have moved back above a moving average, which is a 200 EMA, to only have issues at the 548.10, 548.21, 548.44, a few layers there, right? I can consolidate that and remove some of those at some point, but those are trouble places as of now. If we should break that level, 548.68, again, 549.01, 549.15, 549.63, and 550.19. So if you are trading the SPY today, those are kind of areas to the upside and to the downside. Keep in mind, we closed at 554.52 and we're down in the 546 area. So I would say trade carefully. Today is going to be an interesting day in the market. Let's look at NVDA today just to see where we are. It too created a gathering spot for us here, only to come back down. So we closed at 109.02. Where are the trouble places? NVDA is an inside day candle. Look, we've already reached that target to the downside. So can it continue declining? Absolutely. Absolutely. Where are the trouble places for NVIDIA? We found support down here at 104.59. I have the level of 104.45. Should we break this level, 103.86 could be a trouble place for us. Breaking that level brings us back to 102.46. Again, 101.76. Breaking that brings us back to 101.18 or $100.51. If we break that $100.51, we could possibly have trouble $99.35. And again, these are support places. When I say trouble, under 99.35, we could possibly come back to 98.49. So if you're trading NVIDIA, those are possible support areas. Now back to the upside, we would need to get back above 106.47. Should we break that level, 107.13, breaking that 107.45, breaking that level, 108.21, breaking that 109.02, breaking that level, 109.87, and anything is possible. So again, it is an inside day candle above 110.18, gives us an upside target of 110.38. So if you are trading NVIDIA today, I say trade carefully. We are now looking at Meta. It too is the exact same way as Tesla and the SPY. We created a gathering spot here, declined. Looks like it's trying to find some type of support. Meta is an inside day candle. We have already broken through that trigger to the downside and reach the downside target. That does not mean we cannot continue declining, right? So where are the trouble places? Y'all see it stopped right at an area that I have marked that it possibly could find support. So again, mark your support and your resistance. Always know where you could possibly have trouble, right? Under 539, we could very well come back to 534.69, breaking that 532.81. If we should break that level for Meta, we could come back to 529.07. Breaking that level, we'll come back to 519.50, and I'm sure something could stop us out in this area here. Let me get back to that. Something could very well stop us out in that area, back down to that 534.69. So from 534.69 or 539 down to the 534.65 for Meta, something could very well stop us out. And so I would say trade carefully if that's something that you trade, right? So back to the upside, 549. If we get back above, let me say that, if we get back above this 200 EMA at 543.71, we could possibly have trouble again here at 546.14, breaking that 549.89, 552.16, 554.50, and again here at 556.94. Should we break that level, we can come back to 559.06. So I did mention that it is an inside day candle, and if by chance we break back to the upside, 556.55 is the target, upside is the trigger, let's say that, and the target is 558.78. So if you're trading Meta today, I say y'all trade carefully. It is going to be an interesting day in the market. Let's look at AMD. It too is declined. Kind of like all of the charts are looking the same, right? So we closed at 96.06. It created a gathering spot only to come back to this area here. I need to remember, as you can see, I don't have that marked. So this is another, trading tip here. I need to know something stopped us in this area for AMD, so I need to be mindful of that should we come back to this area, considering it's a gap here that I have not filled in for support and resistance. So something stopped us here. I need to remember that. So breaking that level of 92.60, I have down here at $90.60. So something could very well stop us in between. I kind of mentioned that earlier with Meta. So breaking under the $90.60, we could very well find support at $89.99, breaking that level, $89.02, and should we break that level, $89.02, we have $88.36. If we break that $88.30 or $88.32, if we should break that, we can find support $87.65. So if you're trading AMD today, those are kind of areas to the as support areas. Now back to the upside, we would need to get back above 93.38. We can possibly get rejected again, 94.08. breaking that 95.02, breaking that level 95.60, breaking that 96.18. Should we break that 96.71, 97.09, and 97.69 could possibly be rejection areas or resistance areas. Now, we were there for a while, so anything is possible, right? So again, y'all, this is going to be an interesting day in the market. I say trade carefully. Make sure you set your stop losses, and once it goes against your why, get out. We do have a few inside day candles for today. Citigroup, or C, is an inside day candle breaking back to the upside above 69.15. 69.42 is the target. Now to the downside under 67.97. Downside target was 67.78. Y'all see we have made that target. We've already reached the target to the downside. Again, I need to remember this level here. Why? Because something stopped us here, and there's a possibility after getting rejected we can come back to this area again. So if you're trading C or Citigroup, it is an inside day candle. DBX or Dropbox is also an inside day candle. Now it has not, okay, so back to the upside above 28.81. We have an upside target of 28.86. To the downside under 28.22. Downside target 28.18, which is not really a big difference in price. However, it only moves $1 per day, DBX. So if you're trading DBX, I say trade carefully. It is an inside day candle. So y'all, this is what I see when I look at the market. There's so many different ways to trade the market, and what's challenging is finding the strategy that works best for you. That's why it's important to always, try to learn and figure out what works best for you. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. If you could please, again, like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all, because we learn and we grow together. So until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.